day, me and my girlfriend, who's who is beautiful and really like she's back there sleeping right now. But yeah. So she's my best friend. Um, we grew up together, known since I was 4 years old. You know, she had her trials and tribulations, her journey, her path she had to go through, and I had mine. And we took us on separate paths, but we never lost contact with each other because she made it so. You know, she always reached out, found out. Let me see what little Shannon is doing. Where is he? You know what I'm saying? I hope he's not hurting anybody or hurt, because I got like several alter egos inside of me that manifest themselves. That's also something that we'll get into at the time. So what I really wanted to tell you about was today. Today was a good day. You know, once again, I had to borrow my sister's car. Went to Walmart, bought laundry detergent, real laundry detergent, right? And she wanted some sea salt and stuff. So we bought laundry detergent, sea salt, still online, did the self-checkout thing. Yeah, did that. Still using that JPay card, by the way. Matter of fact, I got it right here. This little card they give you. You know what I'm saying? You know, don't say nothing about prison. It's a MasterCard, debit. It says JPay on it. And they put your money right on there and you swipe it and boom. Oh, I actually took out money from the ATM today because my little nephew, he's 16. So he works in Legoland, you know, and he looked at beat, tired. I was like, yo, did you eat today? He's like, nah, not yet. I'm like, well, how are you a sous chef at Legoland working around food all day and you didn't eat because you're in the mess hall? I want to eat. I'm not going to sit there and be serving people all day and I don't eat. I said, oh, well, you know, uncle, they charge $10. So they charge $10 for y'all to eat? So I went in my wallet. I had $5 cash. Gave it to him. I was like, well, they get you half your food for tomorrow. And then I was like, what the fuck you gonna do with $5? Yo, jackass, you had a debit card. And so his pops is driving. I don't want to say nothing. I just was like, yo, take me to the ATM machine before you drop me off. Because he was coming back from my second date, which I'm going to tell you about too. So he dropped me off, boom. Go in there, grab $40 out the machine. Let him keep the $5. Told him, when you here, take this, boom. Felt good to be able to be an asset and not a liability for once. And I'm saying, not that his parents couldn't give him money or he's working now. He could have just thugged it out until he got his first check and bought his own food. But it felt good to be able to, he didn't ask, you know. And nobody asked me to do it. I just did it because I felt like, these are the things that I missed out on doing for my children, doing for my nephews, doing for my little cousins, you know. Being able to be there to support them even when they don't ask. So I gave him $40. Say you'll take 30 out of this 40 and you eat for the next 3 days. Then with that $10 that's left over in the 5, you give it to your little brother. Make sure you give him $15 to do whatever he want to do, you know. And $30, $15 ain't shit, but it's just like, that's more than I gave them their whole fucking life. So it felt, you know, good to be able to do that. And then, so yeah, so the reason why we was all in the car, we was picking them up from work because we switched cars, blah, 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 because me and my girl, who really is in the back sleeping, she might make an appearance in one of these videos one day, but for now, yeah, so, we went to the movies today, AMC Theaters, and, we seen Masters of the Universe, which is a cartoon based on a cartoon that I grew up on that we used to just call He-Man, you know, He-Man. But I got the power of the Grayskull, you know, the sword, the cat with the, you know, the little purple dude with the band around his face, scarf around his face. You could never see his face, it was all black. Yeah, had the big O on him. Yeah, He-Man, come on, yeah, I know He-Man, man. So it was at first, and Idris Elba was in it, you know. Dolph Lundgren makes an appearance because he plays the original He-Man back in the day. And it was a pretty good movie, man. It wasn't what I expected. I didn't know it was gonna be like funny. It was funny as hell. It was comical, you know. It had more comedy than action, and the action was like, you know, but it had action, and it was like, it's just what it was. It was a good film. It was a good film, and I enjoyed being in the movie theater. Um, wasn't even that crowded, but you got chairs. You sit back like this. You got the buttons right here on the side. You can put your legs up. Um, Cup holder, yada yada yada. Popcorn, me and her sitting side by side. You can lift the middle thing up, so it's like a two-seat couch right there. It's comfortable as hell chairs, And it was a little warm in there, but other than that, you know, had my Sprite. Haven't had Sprite in a while, we just chilled and we thugged it out, did that. Came back, get the car back, and that's when we went to pick up my nephew and from Legoland, and all that transpired. So today was another day successful. But also before we went to the movie theaters though, I went to the DMV today, and my sister took me to the DMV, filled out the application for me. Didn't tell me, like, my mom was like, why people keep trying to do stuff for me? Like, you do know I'm 45 years old, right? So when they called her number, she was like, all right, come on, I'm gonna go up to the window, and I had to put my hand on my shoulder. It's like, yo, listen, relax, baby girl. I got this. Boom. So she's like, nah, okay. So I'm gonna go up to the lady, and I take care of business. It was just like, shit, what? You go in the commissary, you gotta go to the window, you gotta talk to the civilian, you go to the state shop, so I just took that shit like it was that. I mean, yeah, now this lady gonna have to ask me why is my photo 17 years ago, like what kind of ID I have. So I just blurted it out. Hey, listen, not for nothing, but I just got out of the prison like a day and a half ago, 2 days ago. So here's my release photo. She's like, oh, okay, no problem. I'm like, yeah. So you have your release papers? And I'm like, yeah, give her my release papers. And she was like, okay, so we can take a photo. Boom, 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 boom. It's gonna be about $8. So only $8. She said, oh yeah, well, what do you want? You want a card for 4 years or 8 years? I was like, well, you get the 8 years, so I don't have to come back for a while. She's like, yeah, so it's gonna cost like $13.50. How you gonna pay? I'm like, I got this JPay credit card, debit card. But before all that, she was like, oh, hold on, I gotta get my manager. So I'm like, all right, so I'm sitting there, okay, what's going on? You know what I mean? Because they didn't really ask me for no documentation. I just filled out the thing, and I didn't have my social security card, which is another thing I have to take care of. But anyway, so I'm waiting, and what happened? And so she was like, oh, but being that you've been out this so long, we didn't need another form to proof of who you are. So I had my birth certificate right there because the prison provided my birth certificate on the way out. So they gave me birth certificate, JPay card, and a Medicaid card. The only thing that wasn't supplied for me was a Social Security card because, like I said, I got out early. So the paperwork to do the Social Security card usually gets applied like 45 days to 2 months before you get home. And being that I was like released early out of nowhere, not out of nowhere, but nobody knew, they didn't really do the Social Security card. So, but anyway, got my non-driver's ID in the mail, paid for that. Yep, did that on my own, took care of that. That was good, and that made it, another transition, another step as I start looking for employment next week. I'm gonna tell you about how that goes when the time comes. Peace.